Hi, my name is Susan Johnston, and I'm a professor at the University of Utah in the Department of Special Education. On behalf of my co-presenters, Dr. Brita O'Keefe and Ashley Rains, I'm pleased to welcome you to our webinar. As noted on this slide, the content for this webinar is based off of our recently published article in the Journal of Special Education Preparation. If this webinar piques your interest, I encourage you to access that article for additional information. Let's start by briefly summarizing what we mean when we refer to AI text generators. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to software designed to simulate human intelligence. AI text generators simulate human intelligence by using machine learning and advanced natural language processing techniques to automatically generate a written response when presented with a prompt or a query. As I'm sure many of you know, AI text generators can be used to create written content, answer questions, provide information, and improve written communication skills. Research reveals that AI text generators are experiencing widespread use by college students. Although not focused solely on pre-service special education students, surveys indicate that 56% of college students reported using an AI application to complete assignments or exams, and 53% have had assignments and courses that required the use of an AI application. Not surprisingly, increased access to AI text generators and widespread use among college students has resulted in discussions of concerns related to their use, as well as strategies to address those concerns. As noted by this slide, AI text generator use concerns have been raised around plagiarism and academic integrity, the quality and accuracy of AI-generated content, the impact of AI text generator use on student learning, and the ethical implications of AI text generator use. Specific strategies have also been proposed to address these concerns, particularly related to supporting our pre-service teachers as they learn how to use this new technological tool, and ensuring that we, as instructors, support student learning by creating assignments that focus on critical thinking and analysis that goes beyond AI capabilities. Given the power of AI text generators, combined with the limitations and potential harms of these technological tools, we created a framework to guide our efforts as we reimagined activities and assignments in our special education teacher preparation program. As outlined on this slide, this framework starts with us clearly articulating the desired outcomes for an activity or experience, developing a task analysis of the assignment or activity, and identifying how AI will be used or restricted. Once this is done, we can then specify what supports pre-service teachers will need to learn to use AI, and we can design evaluation rubrics to ensure that pre-service teachers cannot complete or pass a course or assignment using solely an AI text generator. Using this framework, the remainder of this webinar will provide specific examples of how we have considered the use of AI text generators as we reimagined assignments and activities in our program.
The first assignment we're going to look at is an annotated bibliography. These support pre-service teacher candidates to expand professional knowledge and evaluate research to identify effective practices within their fields. By reimagining an annotated bibliography assignment to utilize AI, pre-service teachers will be able to generate annotations using an AI text generator to summarize the main arguments, findings, and key points in the sources, as well as evaluate the accuracy of AI-generated annotations. A version of this assignment with the intended outcomes can be found in supplemental figure 3 of our article and will be demonstrated here. For this assignment, the pre-service teacher will have already read chapters from a course text that focus on intervention strategies for supporting individuals with delays or disabilities. Pre-service teachers will then identify a topic or intervention strategy that interests them and frame that topic or strategy as a specific question to complete an initial literature search prior to utilizing AI support. In this example, the pre-service teacher chose the topic of mindfulness and self-regulation strategies. They refined this topic into the question, how effective are mindfulness and self-regulation techniques in improving classroom behavior and academic performance among students with disabilities? The pre-service teacher used strategies discussed in class for conducting a literature search and was able to identify these 6 articles. Using an AI text generator, the pre-service teacher is then tasked with generating an annotated bibliography for each of the 6 articles by using this prompt. Create an annotated bibliography of the following article and inserting the APA reference. In the event that an AI application is unable to generate an appropriate annotation for a given source, the pre-service teacher would be required to write their own. For each AI-generated annotation, the appropriate citation should be used to document the use of an AI text generator, as seen on the slide, as well as adding the AI text generator to the reference list. After completing all 6 annotations, the pre-service teacher will then conduct a critical analysis of each identified annotation and source. Some key prompts and questions to consider for this critical analysis are things like, what are the qualifications and backgrounds of the authors? Did the source undergo a peer review? Does the AI-generated annotation accurately summarize the whole content of the source? Is there information relevant to your topic or question that was included in the source, but not included in the AI-generated annotation? Are there any limitations within these sources? And based on your reading of the annotation and the source, is there anything that remains unclear? Or are there any new questions that arose based on your annotations or your sources? The final product for this reimagined assignment contains these elements. A 1-paragraph description of the topic, including an explanation of the topic, the question, and the reason the topic or question was intriguing. The APA-style references, including the annotated bibliographies and the responses to the critical analysis questions, and a 1 to 2-paragraph discussion on what was learned from the research. The integration of AI into an annotated bibliography allows pre-service teachers to synthesize information efficiently. The critical analysis questions and the reflection components serve to ensure that the pre-service teacher is unable to rely solely on AI text generators to complete the task. These components could be weighed more heavily within the grading rubric if you wish.
Hi, I'm Brita O'Keefe, and I will be presenting an assessment report case study that we added AI components to for teachers to learn more about how to use AI effectively and carefully. So our original assignment is something you might use in your classroom already, and we added some AI components to it. In our paper, it's figure 2, page 41, so that you can look at the full assignment. Some example outcomes from that assignment would be typical interpreting and communicating assessment data, but we added using AI text generators with a critical eye and seeing how the output comes out. Also, pre-service teachers will need to revise present levels on IEP goals so that they are specific to students and so that they follow the criteria that are required by law and by high-quality programs. In addition, we want the students to provide citations and references for using these programs, as we mentioned earlier. On the assignment, we show you how we do a task analysis, how we use AI and limit AI, any supports that teachers might need, and rubrics for assessing these outcomes. I'll show you one small piece of this. So this is using some baseline data and generating just an IEP goal. Note that PK-12 student personally identifiable information isn't used in the chats, and you need to teach that to your pre-service teachers. The initial prompts didn't generate a standards-based or SMART goal, and so we needed to shape the program a little bit more. Your pre-service teachers will need to be critical about the output and evaluate it against your criteria, which can actually be really helpful. In addition, programs provide links. Some programs provide links to their references, and that can be helpful for evaluating whether or not those references are valid. Students will need to learn how to individualize their present levels and IEP goals after they draft them if they are using an AI text generator. And one funny thing that we found is that when we were writing the paper in 2023, AI text generators were presenting output that was much clunkier. And in 2024, when we were providing these demonstrations, we found that it has become more sophisticated. So I'm convinced that they've gone to special ed teacher prep programs. This is a query example of just some student baseline data that we used for both queries. I'll show you what it looked like in 2023 and then again in 2024. In 2023, the output was definitely not standards-based and definitely not SMART. So we would have teachers rewrite this, or actually we could shape the goals a little bit better in the program first. The program said that they should be using standards-based goals, but not how to do it. In 2024, the output with the same query was a much more sophisticated, and they provided a SMART goal with actual numbers in it. And they also provided objectives and recommendations. I'll just show you one objective here. There's some oddities about it, but it's much closer to what we would expect in special education. Then to make it standards-based, we added another prompt to add the Utah core standards for us, and it did that effectively. So we need to support teachers in using these programs, but then after they get the output, looking at them critically, individualizing the output. Another fun one that we found was ChatGPT suggested monthly progress monitoring meetings instead of monthly progress monitoring. So evaluating that critically. One other assignment that we show you in the paper is actually an assignment to limit the use of AI text generators. So this is a portfolio assessment for our master's students over their program. Each student creates a portfolio of artifacts and written reflections over the course of the program. They're connected to the CEC Advanced Preparation Standards, and they provide an oral presentation overview of this. In this case, we would like them to limit text generator use because we want the goals of the learning to be about self-reflection. And we believe that self-reflection is an important skill in teaching, just like you would teach a lesson, evaluate the outcomes, and adjust for future instruction. We want them to have effective oral communication because it's such an important piece of special education. And there are limits to using text generators, even in an assignment like this with self-reflection. So as our example to show you what this might look like, even though we suggest that they don't use AI text generators, we'll show you why not. So this is a query telling the text generator to do some self-reflection. In 2023, it wasn't very good at it. I highlighted the overlap with my prompt, and it just kind of repeated a lot of what the prompt was. So that was a lot of the description of the artifact, and a good self-reflection is not just saying what you did, but reflecting on why you did it and the outcomes. In 2024, however, it is actually a lot more sophisticated. Again, same prompt, but I highlighted the overlap. So much less just repetition of what I included in the artifact. And I highlighted in turquoise the components that sound a bit more self-reflective. So this may be useful to teach teachers to sound more self-reflective, but of course we want them to be engaged in the self-reflection themselves. So to get them to do this without AI tools, you need to scaffold reflective thinking and provide feedback to pre-service teachers to achieve these outcomes. You also need to communicate the purpose and value of restricting AI use so that they understand why you're asking them to restrict it. So in total, we hope these assignments have given you a range of ways to think about helping pre-service teachers learn about AI text generators, use the tools responsibly, and sometimes avoid their use.
For each assignment demonstrated here and a couple others, we have created a framework to assist instructors in reimagining assignments and activities using AI text generators. Considerations within this framework include aligning the use of AI tools with intended learning outcomes, addressing concerns in using AI such as redacting personally identifiable information and including appropriate citations, as well as instructor-specific considerations when modifying rubrics for reimagined assignments. We invite you to utilize this framework to modify your existing coursework and proactively engage with AI text generators. By intentionally designing assignments to effectively utilize or clearly restrict AI tools, teacher preparation programs can integrate these tools to support human expertise in the classroom. The existing understanding and use of AI text generators among current college students, combined with potentially negative consequences from not knowing how to use AI appropriately, necessitates thoughtful integration into special education teacher preparation programs at this time. We would like to sincerely thank you for your time in watching these demonstrations. We hope the information presented has been valuable and will assist you in your classroom. Please feel free to use the resources found here or in the supplemental portion of our article in the Journal of Special Education Preparation. Thank you.